Hi everyone! I am doing a hair video. I know I've promised this to you forever. Now I am not going to do a hair cutting video yet because I'm actually trying to grow some things out. Like I had this cut too short and different things. So I don't want to cut my hair yet. But I am going to demo how I color as well as style my hair. So I try not to color my hair too often. I use Fanciful in Golden Spell in the mousse, and I use it on dry hair in between shampoos. That gets me from, instead of having to color my hair every 5 to 6 weeks, to 8 to 10 weeks. So I can get a lot more time in between my coloring with the Fanciful. When I color, I use Revlon. I save the portions that I don't use when I'm mixing it all for the next time. So I'm going to show you how I color. I always use 04 and I use about 3/4 of the bottle of that. I use less than 1/4 of another color. It's always blonde as long as it doesn't say ash. And then I'll insert this one. I don't have the box. It's red. It's 55 and I just use a tiny little bit of that. I take an empty bottle and I fill it up. I save whatever's left of the bottle for the next time. I just put the lid back on, and then this will be saved for next time, and then just a splash of the 55, and I put the lid on, mix it up, and then I take the developer, and I don't care if it's a developer from the 04 or the 80, it doesn't matter. I just use whatever one's there. Pour in my mixture. And then I always keep that empty bottle for the next time. Put the lid on, and you will have a little bit come out sometimes. Just put your finger over and shake it up. When I'm applying this, I just put it on the roots. I usually start at the back until, I get it all saturated, and I maybe work it down. You can see where I've got some gray here, maybe, I don't know, an inch, and work it throughout my whole head. Sometimes I'll comb it just with a wide tooth comb until I got some on my face, until I have it all mixed in. And then I leave it on for 45 minutes. Shampoo, conditioner, rinse it off, and yes, I do shampoo, and then I'll show you how I style it. So I've applied it all through the roots, and you can see where I combed it to. So I guess it's about 2 inches. And I will leave that on for 45 minutes and then jump in the shower. I sometimes put conditioner all through my hair before I put the hair color in. I forgot this time, so it's not a big deal. On the ends, it'll end up being the exact same color as the roots, so I don't have to do this part again. Now for styling. I let my hair pretty much air dry. I don't use any kind of heat on it. I do back comb, but I feel like that's okay because I'm not using heat. So I live in Arizona. It's hot, it's dry, things dry really fast. You could semi-dry your hair with a hairdryer if that's what works for you. When my hair is very slightly damp, that's when I put in my products. And I typically use 3 products unless I'm trying to use up something that's not my favorite. But my favorite 3 are the Tresemme Mousse, I think in number 4, jojoba oil, and I put that into a dropper jar, but I will link the jojoba oil that I get off Amazon below, and then my Shea Moisture Conditioner. Those 3 are what I put into the damp hair. I put the Tresemme mousse in first, and I put in quite a big amount, and I do it all the way through. I don't concentrate it as much on the roots. Then I mix together the Shea Moisture leave-in conditioner and quite a bit of the jojoba. My hair is very dry, and I put that all over, again, not as heavy on the roots, and mix that in thoroughly. Then I immediately put it in what I call my Heidi curls. My Heidi curls are done with socks. I clip 3 socks on my head. I look like I'm one of those old-fashioned roundabout windmill things, and I twist my hair. It is very easy to do. Oh, I forgot, I spray it with Iso Plus first. That helps hold the curl. It helps all the various ends stay in. So once I have my 3 socks clipped onto my head, I grab a top section and wind it around one of the socks. Then you add onto it as you go. So you grab another section with that first section and wind it around. Then you grab another section and add it to the first section and wind it around. There are 3 factors that are going to impact how tight or soft your curls are. That is how tight you curl it, how damp your hair is, and how big the pieces are, the chunks are that you are wrapping. So I tend to not have it too damp, not too big of chunks, and don't wrap it too tight if I want looser curls. I do that with both of the socks on each side, and then the final thing is the back sock. Now in this demo I didn't have it very equally spaced. You could get away with only 2 socks, but I like more fullness on the back, so I always do a 3rd sock. I usually have it divided a little better, but this never turns out the same. It's different every time, and I figured out straight hair you have to have done a certain way. Curly hair is so forgiving. You can have it different every single day of the week and nobody notices, including yourself. I do the ends on the 2 sides with a loop, and then I put something on them to hold them so they don't spin. And the reason I do that is so when I finish the back piece, I do wind that very tight and have it just straight, and then I stick that through one side of the loop, pull it over, and stick it through the other side of the loop, and it kind of holds it all together. This is extremely comfortable to sleep in, believe it or not. I usually take off the clip on the top and go to bed. And it's dry in the morning. If you live somewhere where it's not dry, you would have to leave it in the morning until it is dry. If that means you want to put heat on it with a blow dryer, or just not dampen it as much in the future. But you'll have to figure that out for your climate. When I take it out, it's kind of finicky to get the elastics out, but once you have the elastics out, it's easy. They just drop out. And it doesn't look pretty. The key for me is the back combing. And I didn't demo this very well because Mark had to get to work, but I usually back comb, taking the front section more towards the back and also trying to get volume around the crown. And it comes out differently every time. I usually have this kind of back more. It's got a cowlick in there and it just likes to do that. I also just, like I said, back comb to get everything towards the back. If I need to, I will use a curling iron strategically. For my stick straight hair, anywhere I use a curling iron will be straight very quickly, definitely by the next day. So today I added in a couple little curls around here. I will have to curl those again in the morning. This hairstyle lasts me until the next time I shampoo. I shampoo usually Monday and Thursday nights, and it lasts. When I go to bed, I put this in. This does not leave a mark anywhere in your hair. The way I put it up is I just grab it and I do it twice. So I put it around and then around again. And I'm wanting to grow my hair because this piece, I always have to use a little clip on there when I go in the jacuzzi or the pool. But, you know, I can just pull it and I go to bed like this. When I get up in the morning, I pull it out and it's pretty much done. I sometimes will get a comb and back comb just to add a little bit of volume. As it goes on, like by the day of the washing, I might add some curl with my Iso Plus. I spray it on here and then curl it up, or wherever it needs it, like if it needs like a ringlet down or something like that. But this has been the easiest hairstyle I've had in my whole life. You curly girls that are naturally curly, you've been holding out on us straight-haired girls. Why didn't you tell me how easy curly hair is? It's phenomenal. Like I said, this is what I do, and I do very little on the days when I work because I have big headphones for my meeting with a mic, and so even though people see me, they don't really see the hair. And so whenever I'm finished working, that's when I kind of style it more. But I can wake up and go with my hair, which is so phenomenal. I think I've covered everything. If you have any more questions that I didn't answer, let me know below. I will try to remember to link everything. The Iso Plus for a straight-haired person is key, both in holding the curls and if you use a curling iron on anything, spray that piece first and then do the curling iron on there, and the curl will hold all day, but you probably will have to redo it again. Like these little curls, I'll have to redo those in the morning. A lot of girls demo this same method with a bathrobe, or they do sell these things that go over kind of flat and then they're round and they have silk on them. I've tried all that. It does not work. There's a couple of reasons. The silk is way too slippery, and if you have any layers, it won't hold. It was too thick, it didn't give me the right hold, and the bathrobe didn't work as well because the socks have stretch. So Mark gave me some of his old socks. Obviously I washed them. They still have enough stretch in them, even though they weren't stretchy enough for him around his leg. They have enough stretch, so when I have it clipped on here and I pull it around, if I really have a lot of layers, or if I want a tighter curl or more grip, you just pull the sock a little bit as you're winding it around, and then when you let it go, it holds it. You saw when I woke up the next morning, I didn't have any pieces hanging out, or not many. When I tried a bathrobe, I'd frequently wake up and I'd have a whole chunk that had come out and it was straight, and that's just not good. So I just prefer the sock method for myself, and with the Iso Plus, it stays in, and then if you curl it, you use the Iso Plus. That, and then this for in between, in the evenings when you go to bed, and my hair stays curly 3 to 4 days. So I think I've covered everything. Let me know if you are going to try this, or if you've already tried it, what you think of it. And I really appreciate you spending time with me. Hopefully you picked up a tip or two, and I hope you're having an amazing day. We'll talk to you next time.